Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everybody here for the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And, of course, I'm Neon Fox.
Mr. Neon Fox, how are you doing this fine evening, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm excited because we've got one of our favorite Finnish synthwave artists on tonight. So, I mean, it's about time. We had Levinsky, we had Millennium Falk on once.
Yes.
Who else have we had from Finland?
I love the Finns. We didn't have...
We haven't had Turbo Knight or Ferris Milik on yet.
We have had Turbo Knight on.
Okay, well then
with a group of the Sweatwave crew, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
I think. I don't even know who.
Well, there's also Glowline. We need to get Glowline on.
Glowline, yes, and yeah, the list goes on and on. We're gonna have Finnish night. I think that's gonna be fun because I love Finnish things.
Well, everyone will be in their sauna.
I like saunas. I like Alan Wake. That's like my favorite video game. And in fact, I don't know if you guys ever played. First of all, we'd like to welcome to our show the Mr. Ace Buchanan. What's going on, my friend?
Thanks, yeah. I took a break from my chemo diarrhea just for this show.
Jeez, I can only imagine. For those people who are listening, do you want to let's before you know what? Yeah. Before we get into that, let's kick off with some music.
All right, and then we will go with the elephant in the room. Is that what that's called? Elephant in the room?
Well, sure.
I don't know. But, people know about it, but they want to know about it. You know, it's something worth talking about for sure.
It is, for sure. There's all kinds of things. We've talked about mental health on the show. We've talked about other health issues on the show.
Absolutely.
We need to talk about it. Before we do that, I just want to remind all the listeners, we are live. Indeed. So if you are on the nightride.fm website, in the chat, say hi. If you happen to be in the YouTube chat, say hi, because we like shouting out your names to prove we are live.
Indeed.
Quick shout-outs to a couple of people who already piped up in the chats. We've got Dysterian all the way from Poland.
All right.
We've also got Vag, my buddy from Reddit.
Hey, our buddy Vag. Very nice.
Maintainer of the /r/outrun subreddit.
Yes. Is that still a thing?
It's still there. So it's the one I maintain, the /new retrowave.
Yeah.
Which no affiliation to the label.
Yes.
Also a shout out to Computer M.
Very nice.
Thanks for bumping me up in the IRC chat. We've also got Karin in the chat. So hello to Karin, all the way in Seattle. We've got Luminaire.
Hello, Luminaire.
Yeah, Beef and Cheese is in the chat. We've got Mechanicus Rex, which can only be Rex Balls.
I think so. I'm not sure actually. It could be a Rex of a different color. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, you know what? No, you're right. Mechanicus Rex from New Zealand.
Yeah. We got multiple Rexes, like multiple universes.
So then Beef and Cheese must be Rex.
Yeah, I think.
He's always got me guessing. And quick shout out to Craig Pacman, our buddy. We're going to be hearing a track at some point tonight. Craig Pacman's track.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Very, very good. All right, so we're going to drop a track, and then we're going to talk. We're going to do some real talk before we dive into our fun. We got a lot of, it's going to be a packed show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of ground to cover, but let's start with a nice tune to get things going. What do you think?
Yeah, right. So we're going to play something for Dysterian, his fellow Polish artist here. Let's kick things off with a new track from artist Cassetter. And of course, this is going to feature some awesome pulsing beats and signature synths from one of the best in the scene. This is Cassetter with Return of the Cassette Man, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was the return of the Cassette Man by Cassetter, our Polish friend. Very good.
Great track.
Love it, man. I love that track. He's always just coming out with some great stuff. We love our Cassetter. And here we are, talking with the Mr. Ace Buchanan. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show, man. I've been waiting for such a long time.
Yeah, thanks. Yep.
Am I reading this right? So I think like one of your first tracks is like 2016.
Yep, that's
Mano
right.
Mano.
Yep, that's the first one.
Vibes, man. You've been around a long time.
too long. Well, I was going to say that it's great to finally talk to you guys. Like, you've been in the scene quite a while.
Yeah, we have. I guess we started. Well, I got into the whole scene. I think we both got in around the same time you did.
Yeah.
But we didn't do like a whole lot. You know, you're just getting into the scene.
I was just a fan for the first year or two.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
Of course,
yeah,
of course.
Me too, actually.
You have to be. This is one of them things. Like if you're not a fan of the music and you play the music, then there's just something. I don't know. There's just something disingenuous about it. You have to be all in on the craziness.
Speaking of fans, I find it hard to believe that anybody out there could have a Spotify playlist without Buns of Steel on it. Because I remember, you know when you're building up a playlist in Spotify and you've just discovered a certain genre of music and you start adding your favorite tracks and it starts suggesting things at the bottom. I think Buns of Steel is like it's like a de facto suggestion.
Yeah, of course.
You're building a synthwave playlist. Here, have some Buns of Steel.
That's good to hear, so the algorithms work.
Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite way to exercise now, is just to do the old sweat wave jazzercise and just staying healthy, it's important. I guess we should mention this, speaking of staying healthy, and
yes,
it's one of them things where unfortunately, and Jules and I can kind of both really identify with this, is the big C, the big cancer. And my mom actually passed away not last October, but the October before that, of cancer, of breast cancer. And my stepdad literally he's not even out of remission yet, or in remission rather. He had lung cancer as a second time of having it. It's like almost like 1 in 5 people that and it's really like they say, like my best friend has myeloma cancer. It's like, what the hell?
Especially, so one thing I've noticed, especially about cancer, it seems to be custom made for humans.
Yeah.
Because I know dogs and cats and other animals can get cancer, but it's generally, I don't know what it is about humans, but we seem to be the favorite hosts.
We're tasty. We are very tasty.
It's like the movie. It's like the movie The Thing.
Yeah, it's his own weird like sci-fi spin. That this it clones your cells. I don't know like all about it, but I know enough from having so many people involved.
Enough about Dennis and I talking about this.
let's talk about your experiences. Obviously, you're going through some things.
When did you get the news?
January 15th this year.
Wow,
so it is recent.
Yeah, I just noticed there's some bump on my chest.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I might just check it out. Like, probably nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
And they were like immediately sending me to ultrasound and biopsy and.
Wow. Now,
yeah.
Let's mention the type of cancer you have, because it's a little less common in males, but obviously it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's the most common form of breast cancer, but for men it's like, when under 40 it's like 1 in 500,000 chance to get it. Yeah,
but it definitely does happen, and it's good to raise awareness for it, because so many people are going through it. Like I feel like half the people I know are literally going through it, or they are they have family members who are also going through it right now. So
exactly, yep.
As far as your treatment, everything is proceeding along. You mentioned chemotherapy at the top of the show. Is that what you're currently at the sage of going through?
Yeah, so everything's looking pretty good. like I'm on chemo and tumor has been shrunk like 50% already.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's looking good.
So did they give you an idea of how much longer you're gonna have to be doing chemo? Are we talking like months and months?
Yeah, it's some kind of a default amount of 8 rounds. So I still have like 3 months left, which sucks, but it's like halfway through.
So how's the chemo affecting you? Because I know that stuff it's poison, right? So
yeah, it's on a bad day, it's like having mild fever, hangover, and diarrhea at the same time.
Without the drinking, so
you don't even have the drinking part to make things fun, man.
Yeah,
that's rough.
So
But,
okay, well,
yeah,
we're glad that there's progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
How has it affected your sort of your personal life? Like,
well, it's like I work remote.
Okay, so that's
so yeah, I work like half a week at the moment.
That's not bad. I mean, the fact that you can work it all going through it, that's actually pretty good, because a lot of people that I know that are going through it are just not able to work. My buddy has the myeloma, which is like cancer of the blood, essentially, and he had to be on disability for, I think, like 6 months, and then his company is just like, they just pretty much said, okay, you're done with that, because they didn't want to pay him any more disability. But it could take you out, and that's the thing. And I did find out too, I feel like with chemotherapy, it's not just like one dose is like the right amount for everyone. Like it's very interesting the way that it's broken down. Again, I am definitely not a doctor, but some people you'll go for months, some people you'll go for weeks, and some people you'll have like 2 or 3 treatments and that'll be it, but it's more of a concentrated dose. But I knew nothing about it actually going into it, but now I'm an expert, I would say. There's so many different type of chemo and lengths of treatments, and like before surgery, after surgery, with hormone therapy, with targeted therapy, all kinds of different variations. Right, absolutely. But again, glad that you are progressing well, and
we also really appreciate the fact that you're doing the show with us.
Yeah, I mean,
especially it's midnight. It's midnight, past midnight.
It is, right? in wonderful that
you should be getting healing rest.
Yes.
But yet here you are.
You should be in the sauna right now, and you are not. You're talking to us. Although we have had Finnish people do interviews with us from the sauna, so that does happen.
Crazy Levitsky.
But
4 a.m.
I will say, I love the Finnish people. I really would love to visit, because isn't it like true that they say it's like the happiest place on earth? That's Disney World. Never mind. But they did say, they said something like that, right? There's a common phrase.
Yeah, it's kind of a joke. Yeah, it's kind of a joke, because we are like, where's the happiness when it's like dark 20 hours a day in winter, and like it's more like Alan Wake 2.
There's the reference.
Circle back.
You know what? I mean, if Finland is the happiest country in the world with so little light, that tells you something about the rest of us.
Yeah. we just got issues.
The rest of us are just miserable.
Bunch of whiny babies. Us Americans
I know, like,
and Canada.
It's always Finland, Norway, Sweden, basically the Nords, right? The Nordic countries. They're always the happiest.
I mean, you guys are badass. You got like cool hats.
The whole world could be burning down, and the Nordic countries would just be like, do, this is fine.
Well, there's one thing about Canada, like, you guys are kind of like the Finland of North America, because it's dark, it's cold.
It's true. It is true.
Well, hockey, ice hockey.
But unlike Finland, us Canadians, all our cities are along the southern border with the U.S.
Yeah.
Because we try and get away from the cold as fast as we can. So we're always right along the border, so as far south as we can get without stepping into America.
Right, because we don't want you down here, buddy.
Yeah, Dennis is in New Jersey.
But it is wonderful. I'd love to go over there and visit. You guys are amazing. In fact, we mentioned at the top of the show as well, so many great artists from Finland. Turbo Knight, shout out to Turbo Knight. We love, in fact, Turbo Knight is playing in the background right now. We use all of Turbo Knight's work in progress tracks for our interview music. Swell guy. And, it's just great to have you on the show, because I can honestly say that when I heard this first track we're going to play from you, I can honestly say, like, I was just chomping at the bit, like, just immediately, like, wanting to have you on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Come Alive featuring Anna Moore, and
let's not forget Ilya Skavinsky on a sax.
Yeah,
right, absolutely. And I know that you were on with Karin Zoe Lee. I listened to that entire show. Loved it, and I think that was you were on with KZL maybe about 2 years ago. Was it even longer? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I can't tell these days. Could be 2 years or 8 years.
It's so tough because,
well, especially after COVID and what you're going through, I bet you time is no longer a thing.
Yeah,
it's warped. Yeah.
But anyway, you are here right now. This is awesome. So fantastic. Jules, what do we got here?
Let's play a track, but let's play this song, because this song is freaking incredible. You've done amazing collaborations, but the most outstanding one was this track with Anna Moore. Her vocals sound so much like a 1980s Whitney Houston.
Can I say one thing before we even go? And I'm not buttering your bread right now. This track that we're going to play right now is easily in my top 5 synthwave songs of all time. Hands down, I think this is probably one of the greatest songs that has ever been produced. So again, I'm not trying to pump you up or anything like that. Like, this is legit, and anybody that is hearing this for the first,
it's an anthem. This is like an
absolutely.
So Karin's in the chat. She's like, she was talking to Primo on an interview or something, and Primo's like, yeah, you should get Ace on, and Karin was feeling a bit shy, reaching out to Ace Buchanan. So,
oh, really? Primo said that?
No, Karin suggested it to. Primo suggested it to Karin, and Karin reached out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
2 years later, Dennis and I finally get off our ass.
I know.
Reach out to you. But this song, what was it like making this track?
Yeah.
With this,
how did you make this magic work?
Ilya Skavinsky on the sax, Anna Moore doing the vocals, you producing it. How did this happen?
Well, I tried to keep it short, but it started with the chord progression. So I just found these chords, and it kind of started to hit me that something special might be coming up with this. And then there was this website like Fiverr, but for musicians. And I sent the demo for maybe 8 different female singers, and all of them were pretty good. But when I heard the Anna Moore version, I almost started to cry, literally. Like she really nailed it, like this voice and how she belted the chorus and everything. Then I knew it, like I got like goosebumps and all the good stuff. And it kind of started to work itself from there. Like when something just builds itself, like yeah, that's what happened then.
Right. It's like self-assembly.
When did you bring in Ilya?
Yeah, well, I felt this definitely needs sax, and I've made some kind of synthy artificial saxophone on like Forbidden Dream and some tracks. But I felt like this one it has the amazing vocal, so it needs amazing real saxophone. So I found the guy. Someone recommended Ilya actually from the scene.
Yep.
And he made like perfect ad-lib, perfect like solo. The solo is, I just, to this day, I just love it so much.
Yeah.
So everything, this track is my favorite track of everything I'm.
It's like lightning in a bottle, man. It's crazy.
The quality of this track, the richness of it, just the power of it.
Even the stinger at the end, like the stinger at the end, is just like who does that? Like honestly, how many synthwave artists do a stinger at the end of an '80s track? Like, but it just hits, and it just, you know, I'm gushing. We should just play it.
Yeah, we should play it. All right. By the way, I'm gonna post a link. You can go to acebuchanan.bandcamp.com, and of course, I recommend you buy the album "The Very Best of Ace Buchanan." You'll get this track on there, and I'm gonna post a link in the chats. But here it is. This is Ace Buchanan with "Come Alive," featuring Anna Moore on vocals and Ilya Skavinsky on the sax, right here on Night Ride FM.
And there it is, Come Alive by Ace Buchanan featuring Hannah Moore.
I was singing into my air mic and playing my air sax, listening to this.
Oh my God!
Fingers traveling over my air.
I just want to have a cigarette when I'm done. I mean, I know that's not a good cancer thing, but my God! All right.
By the way, before we continue, I just want to shout out to some people who were in the chat. Jonathan S was in there. He's left, so we missed him. But big shout out to him.
Hi, bye.
We've also got some more Aussies in the house. We've got Dave 808 Turner.
Hey, there he is.
And we got Hearts and Beta. We got Craig Pacman who has joined us.
Yeah,
we've also got Eric C. Powell.
Hey.
Bending Grid, Dragon Weed.
Very good.
So, yeah, welcome. Thanks for tuning into the show. And yeah, we're here with Ace Buchanan.
Ace Buchanan talking about hot hits and singers that sound like Whitney Houston. That's
whiskey.
That's her whiskey.
Poor Ace had to listen to me and Dennis just gush over this song.
Like we're literally just like
for 4 minutes while it was playing.
This is the greatest song ever. And
well, it's good for my ego. So.
Yeah, we're trying to pump you up.
What's that? Cancer? No, that's not important. This is,
and I guess to double down on that and to pull a thread of truth, I feel like music is very important for
it is.
Getting through a lot of these times, whether you're making music or if you are listening to music, just certain things that just get you through a lot of the dark times.
Yeah, so, it's a lifeline. Much.
Absolutely.
You know what? Groot, you make a very good point, because Ace, you dropped this track in 2019. Right at the end of 2019.
Yes.
And we all know what happened in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we were all miserable. Thankfully, artists were doing the streams. They were performing live on streams and things. So those of us fans who couldn't do anything, we were locked at home. At least we could listen and watch music. And for me, 2020 kicked off with this song. So, hey, COVID be damned.
It was a lifeline to pull people through.
Yes.
So we thank you, artists. You guys are doing God's work. And
yes,
all that
sir.
good stuff. All right. So where are we now? We have some more things to talk about. We have there's so much ground that we should. Do we want to get the Buns of Steel? Do we want to talk about Sweat Wave? Do we want to talk about
we
the live shows? Like it's just.
I'm sure the listeners, because we were talking about this before we started the show, but I think the listeners would agree. I think Buns of Steel was my first introduction to Ace Buchanan.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
As I was saying, Spotify kindly suggests it. Anytime you start creating a synthwave playlist, Spotify's like, oh, hey, you might want this song in there.
Right. Now, Sweat Wave is a thing, man. It's actually becoming quite the experience, especially right around now when I guess it's our spring. It's getting warmer. You want to get out there and do some exercise and get those Buns of Steel working on. Because everyone's been sitting around in the winter, and I'm sure you being in Finland, it's probably cold as hell over there as well in the winter, just like it is over here.
Yeah, well, it was fun to notice that on TikTok I saw some aerobics videos, like some random people blasting Buns of Steel.
Amazing.
Of course, it suits it.
How can you not, right? I feel like that's all TikTok is anymore. People just shaking their buns, and not that that's a bad thing. So you have to have the appropriate music for it. So yeah, I'm sure that would come up as like number one suggestion. I need a song to shake my buns to.
Yeah, I could mention one thing. Like my first track was Mano a Mano, which started the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like okay-ish success, but like month from that I made Buns of Steel, and that kind of blew things up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like 2 years later, well, less than 2 years later, I was on a gig with Dance with the Dead, Wave Shaper, Midnight Danger, Robert Parker, Morgan Willis, Nina.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're like, how did that happen? Right?
Obviously
you have talent.
I was the fan in the room.
Right. I mean, you definitely have the talent to be up at that caliber, but you find yourself down the road. You're playing with like your legends and heroes and Robert Parker and Nina and Dance with the Dead.
Jesus.
And
Yeah,
I know another performance that you did that I always thought was super cool. And I don't even think this is on our note sheet, but I'm going to pull this out. And I don't even know when this was, but I think this was, speaking of pandemic era stuff, you did this cool little video performance contests, almost like game show type of thing. And
I think it was
stream.
Yeah, it wasn't that like a Helsinki Sin City stream or something?
Yep, Millennium Falk and Levinsky.
Yeah,
Yes,
you guys actually had like you rented out a venue or something, if I remember well.
Yep.
it was like a studio like movie. It was
It
like
Yeah.
crazy.
It was awesome. It was great.
And the solo I did there for Come Alive,
Mm-hmm.
it was completely improvised.
Oh my god.
And it's like the best lead I've ever done.
It's
I was
amazing.
like shaking afterwards.
Oh wow. The game show, like I don't know, yeah, just the way it was great. As I said, for those of us stuck on the couch,
Yeah.
locked away, it was. And you know what I also remembered too? I'm going on about Buns of Steel, which dropped in 2019. So did. You guys remember Ace Marino, the other synthwave artist on the Fix
That's
label?
right. That's the other
Yeah,
Ace.
He had the other Sweatwave track, Muscle Beach.
Right. Yeah.
All I remember, I was like, yeah, man, we got 2 Ace tracks.
We
two,
need
like,
we need a
Sweatwave Ace
compilation of Ace Sweatwave tracks. I think like we need a whole compilation. But you have to have a
Have to be
Sweatwave,
Ace.
and you have to be named Ace, and that would be like, we can just call it Aces, and I think
Aces.
that'll be a lot of fun.
Ace Marino has one really, really great song called Summer.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I miss him. He
Amazing.
He kind of dropped after
Yeah.
COVID. He just stopped making music,
Yeah.
or I guess
Yeah.
maybe his day job just took over. And
It is one of them things where you have to just push forward, push through. And it's definitely, I'm sure, I mean, you've been making music since 2016. There's got to be times where you're just like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I think there was a year where I released like 2 tracks.
Yeah, because
Well-
you just fall out of it, and you fall out of you feel like it's not being worth the effort. But then you find this is what I always find is you're always gonna have people that you touch, that your music touches and really pulls them through hard times. And
Yeah, that's
it's
that's the best thing I actually get, like messages, private messages from people
yeah,
about, especially Come Alive. It's been
Yeah.
like some people say that like it saved their life, or one couple got married to that.
cool.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's like I still can't believe that
Oh,
stuff.
that song does hit at the very best moments too.
Yeah.
So you know what? So we mentioned that you've been doing the synth since 2016. Were you? I'm guessing you have a history in music, because I remember talking to Levinsky and Millennium Falk, and we were joking that Finns are just born with synthesizers in their hands.
It's true.
Yeah. I played piano from 5 to 13, and then I switched to guitar, and
Okay.
then I switched to guitar.
Nice.
So
Nice. I like the fact that you're like, I mean, I know it's a real instrument, but I like the fact that you're just like, you just said that just very matter of factly that, you play the guitar. And I was like,
Hey, come on!
of course.
Have you seen Glenn May when he walks around with his Roland axe?
I it. It really, it actually has to be pretty difficult to play because, like it's got to be heavy, right? I mean, it's or is it not? Like now that I'm thinking about it, is it
not that
heavier
heavy. It
or
actually
lighter than a
feels like
guitar?
a toy, a plastic
Because it's all
toy.
plastic, right? It's
Yeah.
all pretty much plastic.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking if you have like a huge like Roland 808 or I don't know synthesizers, and
Right.
you just strap little straps on them and you put them around your neck, and like you have like a real keyboard that you're just carrying out to gigs and stuff like that.
I think Vampire Stepdad did something like that. Like
Yeah.
he strapped a real synth.
It's kind of like
It's something you would do too.
it's kind of like the
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
I love that guy. Yeah.
He is great. Hey kiddos.
You get the Final Fantasy people, the fighters and stuff like that. They have like a broadsword that's like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's like
It'll be a
ridiculous.
synthesizer.
Yeah. So
Somebody
it's
should come
smart.
out with like one of those fighting games like Street Fighter, but with all the synth artists in it.
Yeah, that
You
would
got
be
Ollie
that would
Ride
be
with his
fun.
mic, and then you could have like I don't know Mike Loakley with his telephone.
Yeah, actually, Street Cleaner has this kind of
He
Ah,
does.
yeah,
Yeah. Legit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like legit
He's
Yeah,
got
has
his,
a,
game,
really
he's got his
good.
game and everything. I think he's got a sequel to the game being made.
Yeah, he does. In fact, we might have a little cameo in that. Maybe.
Really?
Mhm.
Don't know. But it's
I
fine.
should contact him.
Yeah, I love Jesse. We got to have him on the show. We always have like there's like top 5 guests that we have on this show, and we just have them on continuously. It's like Michael Oakley, Von Kaiser, and of course Jesse Street Cleaner is like another
Starcadian as well.
Starcadian. Like he can just live on the show.
Starcadian's fun. He likes to drink whiskey, and then our shows go 4 hours long.
Yeah. So
But,
it's an
Speaking
epic
of 4
band.
hours long, let's dive a little bit more into the music here.
Let's do it,
We were
yeah.
talking about this. How does the music process, like the creation process, work for you? Do you like? Because I know people like Michael Oakley. They sit in front of a piano and they
Right.
start playing some notes, right?
Because you're very top line centric, with your stuff. I know, especially like Come Alive and stuff like that. So it's a good question.
Yeah, I've always tried to find what is the best way for me, and unfortunately, there's not like a process I could use every time. So it's like sometimes I record something on my phone, like I just whistle or hum something when I'm outside.
'Cause you don't want to forget it.
Yeah, because you do forget it. No matter
yeah.
how good the idea is, you will forget it in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And the one that doesn't work for me is sitting in front of my computer and trying to come up with something. That just never works.
Is it because maybe the DAW that you're using is too intimidating?
Get ready to
Could be.
drink, everyone.
Yeah.
Jules wants to know what type of doll you use, and then everyone's gonna take a drink.
I always ask what DAW is what's your favorite DAW?
I've been using Ableton Live since I
There.
started.
Okay.
There it is.
So hang on, just typing that into the spreadsheet here. So when the DAW Wars 2 comes out, the synth strikes back.
It's the same joke
No.
every week, I swear.
I know.
We love you, Jules. Never change.
All right. Oh, you know what?
But-
Wait, before we continue, Dave 808 Turner's in the chat, and I know every time he hears me ask that, his follow-up question is, do you have a favorite VST?
There it is.
Yeah, it used to be Diva.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
now- Now I'm using mostly Serum.
Well, there you go.
Motors. Okay, yeah,
Serum. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I've been making this not super retro stuff recently. It has some elements of synthwave, but I also try to make it kind of indie dance type of crossover thing. I call it future synth, actually.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Future.
New
It's like
genre.
future. It's like future funk meets synthwave. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought of that in my
No-
head. It
yeah,
sounds logical.
no one wants to make the same old, palm trees classic OutRun forever. Like,
Right. You got to change it up. Do something different and have fun with it. Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, Bending Grid says hi. He's in the chat. He's got an
hi.
album dropping soon. It features Karin on it too,
Yeah,
amongst
that's right.
others. But he's asking, do you have a hard synth, a favorite hard synth, or are you pretty much just all MIDI?
I'm all MIDI, but I would love to have a DX7.
Nah, of course. Vince Clarke's favorite.
Yeah, because I was I'm still a huge Mitch Murder fan.
Yeah.
I kind of got started by, I heard Mitch Murder first, and it was like Morgan Willis,
Yeah.
Laserhawk, Robert Parker,
Right, and the rest was history.
If you ever find yourself talking to Mitch Murder, just mention in passing the state of synth.
Yeah,
how you think it would be cool if he was a guest.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool, and
well, that's the thing. You can never find, like, it's impossible to talk to him or find him.
I know he's
he is invisible. He's not even on social media. I don't think I've never seen him post on. Although I don't even know if I follow him.
He does drop like a post when he's dropping something like an album, and that's it. He doesn't really reply. He doesn't do anything. He just it's out.
Just puts it out there, and I like that. I almost respect that. It's just like a little drive by, you know.
He lets the music talk to itself.
Exactly.
Right, let the music talk. Absolutely. All right, speaking of letting the music talk,
you beat me to it.
We have an amazing segue right there.
Right.
Jules?
Yeah, so let's talk about this next track, Breathe. Because obviously I was talking to you over Messenger, and we were like, I'm trying to pick 3 songs now. Of course, picking 3 Ace Buchanan songs is hard. I wanted to go with Mizukage Prototype because Dennis and I remember you kindly lent us that song for our charity album.
That's right, yeah.
Way back when. But let's talk about Breathe.
Yeah. So, well, I like the fact that one track got more popular on my Spotify than Buns of Steel. Finally. It's the number 1 popular because it's on some kind of editorial playlist or something.
Okay.
And the idea for that came from, I was suffering from kind of heavy depression and anxiety and that stuff from COVID times and all that.
Yep.
And that song is kind of made when I was starting to kind of get better and, just breathe and doing all this, like, I started this Wim Hof breathing, woo stuff and all that. And the track does...
I take it at work.
Yeah, it does, and the track has this kind of relief type of airy type of atmosphere.
Did you say TM, or did you say something else? The actual practice. I've actually been no joke. I've been trying to consider transcendental meditation.
No, not TM. I've been considering that as well, but it's more like a breath work.
Okay, just breathing exercises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's key. I think that's kind of like the core of transcendental meditation too. It's just getting in touch with your own body rhythm and everything like that. And it's important to. It's gonna sound stupid, but it's important to breathe. Like to take the time to. What I'm trying to say is, it's good to take the time to realize what your body's doing, to be knowledgeable of your breaths, and I feel like this is a mental health show. We should spin this into our yearly mental health show.
Breathing does a couple of things. First of all, it
gives you oxygen.
It gives you oxygen, which is very key.
It's very important to life.
And it also when you control your breathing, it regulates your heart rate.
Yeah,
so if you're feeling anxious and all that, you can regulate your own heart rate.
Yeah,
it's like you can't control your heart rate, but you can control your breathing, which can control your heart rate. So it's kind of
by proxy. Yeah, by proxy, you can get your body to where you need it to go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, long story short, I could drop my medications because I got into that stuff.
Wow, no shit.
Yeah.
See, that's
awesome.
Yeah, because the medications kind of you can't make good music when you're on heavy.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And then you got cancer, so.
Yeah. Gotta get shit more.
That's the universe saying, you're not done yet, but
unfortunately, yeah, breathing isn't going to get you out of this one.
No.
But it helps with the chemo side effects.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I guess it would.
That does make sense. Yeah. It helps you get through, and I'm sure it's going to be a rough road, but I've known more survivors than people who, you know,
yeah.
I in fact,
same.
it was literally like my mother. That was like the only person that I know that didn't make it through, and that was just because she was stubborn. She, you know, not to get too deep or dark or anything like that, but she's like, well, I'm gonna stop eating because it doesn't taste good, and I'm gonna stop drinking because my mouth hurts. And I was like, you gotta kind of do both of those things. It's like breathing, you know, breathing, eating, and drinking are like top 3 things.
My uncle's got colon cancer, and he doesn't want any treatment because he's 91 years old. So he's at that point, and also colon cancer can take a while, and he doesn't want to go through nasty surgeries.
If he's 92, you said 92?
91.
91. Yeah, I'd ride that wave.
Yeah, he's gonna try and enjoy everything he can for the next few years.
Yeah, go see some sunsets and eat some cheeseburgers.
Eat whatever he likes.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get back to this song.
Back to the Breathe.
Let's play it. Let's
do it.
So from this was 2022 September. This is Ace Buchanan with the track Breathe right here on Night Ride FM.
Just breathe.
There it is. That was Breathe by Ace Buchanan. And that was another song that had let's talk about stingers at the end of the tracks, because I feel like you're the only artist that does it. And I think that's kind of like your signature. And I think that's so awesome, because who doesn't like a stinger at the end of a track?
I think I do a lot of, like, quote unquote stupid things on tracks. If you think of it like you should do this and you should do that, and this is how you make this genre. I just do these kind of childish and
Ace
nerdy things.
Does the opposite. You should do this. Yeah. Ace is like, no, I'll do the opposite.
Yeah, you got to do an 80s fade out. Man, it's the 80s. You do that fade out, but you're like, screw that. I'm doing a stinger. Bang.
Yeah. And one thing is this, like, most tracks are kind of loopy, like it's a beat that kind of changes, but I almost always have these A, B, and C part, like chorus and
melody, chorus, bridge, like traditional song.
Traditional.
Yeah. You know what? It's also like it's like a bookend too, right? When the song ends, it's done.
Yeah.
Right. It's final. It's that last note that just resonates. I will admit,
it's a challenge as a DJ when you got a stinger on the end of a song.
Yeah.
Then you got to really make it fit with the next song that you're mixing in.
Right.
Yeah. Some DJs complain actually about it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got to get that track that just bangs right in.
I know who's complaining. Grimes, right?
Yeah,
she couldn't
Grimes.
handle it, could she?
She had a little trouble.
She complained
with the beat. It was half tempo.
We promise we won't talk about Grimes.
We did promise we were gonna not talk about Grimes. I'm back and forth.
DJ 101.
I can say I'm back and forth with Grimes, and since we brought it up, this is my opinion on Grimes. Yes, she messed up. Yes, she should have had somebody plan her set. Yes, she should have practiced her set with her songs. But I will say, I have to give her a monicum of credit for actually not just going up there and pressing play, because I can tell you about 10 stadium DJs that even.
Oh, I think, dude. You know when you're on, when you look at DJs on social media, like the Instagram posts and stuff, and the camera right up and behind them,
right,
as they're like pumping up the crowd.
They're fiddling.
As a DJ, as a DJ, I'm looking at them. And they're not touching the controller.
They're not touching the fader.
They turn a knob. They turn a knob that's probably not even on the channel that's playing.
No,
and
it's not even on.
So
they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Who was the one? Deadmau5. Deadmau5, like, he just straight up said, "I literally walk on the stage and press play." And I'm like,
at least
cool.
He's honest about it.
Yeah, I got to give her props that she actually, she fucked up the whole mix, but. And what was even worse, and obviously, we've all been there when you have a technical difficulty, and I'm sure you've performed.
She blamed others for it.
She's like, well, and cool. The thing is too, like, this is my opinion. If anything, if there's any sound coming out of anything, if that song comes in at double the speed, and you're Grimes. You just lean into it. You're like, I'm motherfucking Grimes.
Here's the thing.
I'm going to play this song at double speed, and you're going to love it. They're going to eat it up.
The songs didn't play at double speed. They were just analyzed at double speed.
Yeah.
So she had one song that was 140 BPM, and she had another song that was 280 BPM.
Right.
Or registering as 280, but it was playing normal speed. So it screwed up her beat sync on the tool.
Okay.
And because of the big difference, the tempo slider wouldn't have helped her, right?
I thought it was just double speed. I would have been like, yeah, let's go. Double time.
You turn the beat sync off and do it manually.
Yeah.
But, hey,
or you just bang the next track in like, old school DJing,
Yeah, like just one track ends, you hit play on the next one.
It's like if you got a stinger on the back of your track, you're like, all right, bang in the next track, and people.
She should put it stingers just to. But so let's talk.
Circle back.
Speaking of live performances, because I promise we wouldn't rant about her, but so we talked about Helsinki Synth City and how you performed live. Have you kept in touch with the Finwave crew, like Levinsky and Millennium Folk?
Yeah, definitely. Like, when I got this cancer thing, they've been a huge support, and we talk and had lunches right before the treatment. But during the treatment, I of course avoid contact. But yeah, and there will be something later on.
See, that was my next question. I was like, so if you're talking with them,
yeah. There's this cool thing that Millennium Falk has done, like bringing my favorite artist, so that I can play on the same venue, like Morgan Willis, for example.
Oh yeah,
or
Morgan Willis.
Yeah.
Rabbit Hole Chasing You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morgan Willis track. Actually, I've got many. Like, he's got that track Forever. Every time I end my DJ sets at the bar I DJ at, when, the staff wants the crowd to leave, I put on the last track I put on is Morgan Willis Forever. It's like 8 minutes long, but it's got this beautiful ending that just tells people, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and one of my favorite, I forgot to mention, has been from the beginning, Phaserland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Ross Phaserland.
Yeah, we had him on a couple weeks ago, and his wife as well. So.
Yeah, we had them on the show several weeks ago.
Yeah.
I actually saw it on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You know what? I'm very happy for him and Nagron, his wife, because they got together, and Dennis, those of us in North America, we went to enjoy the Neon Tampa Festival, which was, 3-4 nights of synthwave.
Just pure, unadulterated
Phaserland was one of the performers, and while he was down there, he got engaged, where he proposed and got married to Nagron. So, there's always nice bright lights in the scene.
Yeah, it was really, really special. And we're gonna have to once you get through your recovery, and then they have the next Neon Retro Fest. I will be your number one cheerleader to get you on the stage performing at the show.
Here's a good story, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right before COVID, it was super close that I would have gotten a show in Miami.
Oh, really?
Yep. The venue was there, the manager and everything. And then COVID hit. Yeah.
Oh, trust me. So Dennis and I didn't meet until 2022, I think.
Oh, don't even mention the Starcadian concert.
In 2020, in March, when COVID, everything started to lock down, we had tickets purchased for New York to see Starcadian, Primo, Zarina, Bunny X, and Faith in the Glitch. And Dennis and I were finally going to meet. And then COVID hit, the show was canceled, and nobody went anywhere.
Yeah, that was the true tragedy of 2020.
Yeah,
was missing that
actually,
Starcadian.
Yeah, there were talks of playing with Primo as well in New York. So,
yeah,
I also remember the Helsinki boys were talking about taking that show on the road.
Yep.
Didn't Helsinki Sin City do something in the UK?
You could bring a taste of Finland all over the world. It's like you're like the Finnish Santa Claus, where you can just kind of and just throw herrings into the stage, into the crowd. And do you guys eat herrings, right? Or is that a Norway thing? That's a Norway thing.
No, we do.
Oh, nice. Because herrings are just amazing,
Like pickled herrings.
Pickled herrings, right? And mackerel.
Stay out of this. I'm gonna stay out.
You could just throw fish right into the crowd,
what's that
like
Swedish?
glow
What's
sticks
that Swedish
and
one? Surströmming?
Surströmming.
Oh God, that stuff.
That sounds
that's
amazing.
Horrible. That's disgusting.
I just like the name though.
Dennis, I dare you to order a can of Surströmming.
Okay. Yes.
And I dare you to open a can. And with your family at the dinner table, crack the can open.
Well, here's what we're gonna do.
And tell me, live stream it.
When we do our cancer, we're gonna put this out there. If anybody is interested in getting a fundraiser, like a big, huge fundraiser for cancer, I'm game. I will eat whatever the hell you just said on camera. I will eat that as part of the entertainment package.
Oh my God.
So put that on the list. If there's buzz, we'll do it. We're not afraid to give money to charity. We pretty much do every year.
Ace, so. would you say Surströmming is worse than chemo?
Well, it's like if you didn't have cancer before you ate it.
You certainly do now.
Oh, man. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, now that we're back on the cancer topic, because we got one more song to play from you.
Yeah. This is actually, it's very on point.
Yeah, but
On topic
so
for this.
Your most recent track that you dropped, which was March 4th, is called "Bonded by Hope," and we'll talk about how the proceeds go to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. One thing I want to ask from a music point of view is, did you have this song kind of lined up already, or did you create it after you were diagnosed?
Yeah, after I was diagnosed, and I wanted to release it before the treatment started.
Well, I was about to say, because it would be hard to come up with a whole new song while you're going through the initial stages of treatment.
Yeah, so the point was to create a sort of training montage or this kind of heroic tone when I was still waiting for the CT scans, which basically tell you if it has spread and you will die pretty soon. So I needed to distract myself and make this kind of epic, heroic type of. I made it for myself, basically, but then I felt like I could make this charity thing, and kind of this bonded by hope is that while every cancer patient feels really alone, there's still these communities, and you can always like reach out, and it helps a lot when you. I've had great conversations with women who survived breast cancer and all this stuff. So it's this anthem, this epic kind of heroic, hopeful, defiant anthem for not giving up and keeping up the hope.
Yeah, amazing.
Can I ask, who does the where do you get the artwork for a lot of your albums? Because also there seems to be a theme. Ace Buchannon release.
Yeah, you got some badass art for sure.
Cool, like cyberpunk slash.
Yeah, well, all the albums are made by Atom Cyber.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, no
there
wonder
it is.
Yes, I love following him on social media, and you see like his initial sketches, and it's always breasts.
Lots of breasts.
But he's amazing. Like
he is.
But when I do like digital singles or something, I do this kind of. I draw stuff and then I use this AI enhancement to make the sketch into final form.
Something presentable.
Oh, that's
cool. but I wouldn't sell or make album covers with AI. That's always 100% human.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's like Dennis and I. I mean, we do our graphic for our posts every week, and I mean these are just podcast posts to showcase artists, right? So
yeah,
I'm not ashamed to say I'm going to use AI on those because I can't pay artists for a podcast poster.
Do you use AI for that?
Huh?
What do you use AI for? We both
So sometimes when I need to mask out.
Yeah. Well, that's different. That's
if I don't
a tool.
get the PNG file, so there's the lasso cutting wizard, right? But
that's
now
not
a lot of
AI.
but a lot of the programs have an AI pixeler on the internet. Uses AI now to auto.
Right. Yeah. That's what I use too. But like to me, like that's like a magic wand. Like you can't go to like Photoshop and be like, "You got the magic wand. I hate you." You know.
I'm not gonna lie. When we did the full eclipse poster, and I put an eclipse over Toronto, I literally went to Microsoft Copilot and I said, "Draw me a picture of Toronto at night with an eclipse over the CN Tower," and it gave me like 4 pictures, and I was like, "Great, I'll use one."
You're evil. You're evil. You should be smitten.
But speaking of AI, have you guys tried this new Suno AI music?
The music one, right?
Yeah, it's scary good.
We had our good friend, another opportunity to give our good friend Johnny Fallout a shout out. Now, obviously, he's not a artist or digital artist or anything like that. He's just a fan of the show and of Night Ride FM.
No, you're talking Johnny 5.
That's what I said. Yeah, did I not say
you
that?
said Fallout.
Oh, because I can't say names. Yes, Johnny 5. I almost said it again. Let's rewind. Rewind. Johnny 5 did this really cool AI. It's AI, right, Jules? It's like a boy band. Like a boy band would make a song or whatever.
I think he fed it the lyrics.
Yeah.
And asked AI to create a synthy jingle for Night Ride FM.
Synthy B-boy.
Shouting out all the DJ names, all the host names, and everything. And it was.
And he's not selling it.
Karin went and slapped it onto a Canva video, and it was excellent.
We have it on. Yeah. I put it on the State of Synth Twitter account. I pinned it. I loved it so much. I think it's great.
Fun.
It's fun. It's fun. People forget that. I think AI can also be fun, and if you're using AI to not have to pay for labor, that's not good.
Yeah,
it's definitely.
It's got its place.
Grounds.
It could be a lot of fun. But again, we make a free podcast. And
so sue us.
If anything, we pay Mud because I hate you, Zencastr. I love you, Zencastr, but Zencastr, we should just have Zencastr sponsor the show. And then we would talk great things about Zencastr, but it costs us money to do this show, and stateofsynth.com/donate.
Yes. Anyways, let's get back to Bonded by Hope.
You're gonna give in the money to charity. It's the State of Synth charity project. Yes, right. Let's please circle back.
Let's circle back.
To the track.
So you dropped this track. We're gonna play it now. And I'm going to put the link in the chats, folks. Every purchase goes straight to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So this is it. This is Ace Buchanan with Bonded by Hope right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Ace Buchanan with Bonded by Hope. I love it. Great stuff.
Oh, yes.
Great stuff.
You're right. It is kind of uplifting.
It is. It's very lifts your spirit, and obviously goes to a great cause, and will hopefully lift all of your spirits and give you the strength to push on, because that's what it's about, being bonded by hope.
Well, Ace is doing it. Why can't everyone else?
Yeah. So go out and buy that, and raise money for breast cancer research is super duper important. And
I put the links in the chat. For those of you who aren't in the chat, just go to Ace Buchanan with 2 N's .bandcamp.com and snap up that latest track. We're coming to the end of the interview. While we're talking about Bandcamp,
yes,
I want to talk about the fact that there are physicals of your music. You can get a couple of albums, right? There's 2087.
Get that vinyl.
Everything else is sold out, but
What? The very best of it sold out?
yep.
Oh, suckers!
So what do we have available on vinyl?
I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be rich on Discogs now.
Jules.
But so your latest album, 2087, which was dropped November 2023.
2022 actually.
Okay, so the vinyl.
The vinyl came
Record
way
Club.
way later because
Right.
the label had these famous issues.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I know. Record Club went through a couple of issues, but
That was
They
the
did
year
finally-
Adele released her
they
album
put
too.
the album out, and it does ship pretty quick now that it's in stock. I've got it. I got it. I think every time I order from Record Club, if they have it in stock, I usually get it like literally a week and a half later. And for Canada mail, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So go out, buy that album, buy all the albums. It's really, really important that you buy as much Ace Buchanan as you can, because he rocks, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Don't forget, there's no minimum on the Bonded by Hope track. So
Yeah.
if you do want to help breast cancer research, you don't have to put $1. You can put millions of dollars.
Put all the dollars. Yes.
all the dollars.
This is amazing. Now, we have one more thing that we want to talk about, and if people want to get in touch with you, social media, you're on it. I know a little bit here and there, smatterings all around. You just joined Threads, right? Just recently.
Yeah, I have all the usual.
Twitter,
Ace Buchanan.
Instagram. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You're on SoundCloud. You're on Bandcamp. Spotify, of course, all the streaming services, because these days those distros will push to everything.
Deezer. Oh, by the way, we are on Deezer, Jules. I checked.
Are you serious?
We are on Deezer. Yes.
All right, so Deezer's great, man.
Deezer is the best. If you want to go get your podcast, honestly, I would go to Deezer.
I've never used it.
Yeah, I know. I remember like using DistroKid once, and I was like, "What are these?" It's like, yeah, it's gonna push to these 40 sites, and I'm like, I've never even heard of half of these.
Deezer should sponsor us. We can say good things about Deezer. We mention it every other show. I feel like we do. It's usually not saying much about them, but you know, they sound cool.
Hang on. Also, I remember at one point there was a limited run of Ace Buchanan shirts.
Ooh.
Yeah, I actually still have them. I've been too lazy and depressed to put them online, so
Okay.
I've only sold them on gigs, and
All right,
I have a few. But
We need
For
Ace
those-
Buchanan
for
booty
those
shorts
listening,
too.
For those listening,
Booty shorts.
feel free to message Ace on one of the social medias. If he gets back in touch with you, he might be able to help you out with a shirt when he's feeling better.
Yeah.
yeah, I always get back to every message. Actually,
I
I'm
like
not
the
that
booty.
famous.
The booty shorts is a good idea though, because you could put buns of steel across the butt.
Yeah, I actually brought that up when you said it.
Yeah,
That's
that
excellent idea for the summer.
that's absolutely going to be on the mark. Perfect time of year to have it. So yes, I will
By the
only
way,
take a
quick-
small cut of that.
Quick shout out to Johnny 5. We mentioned his name and he jumped
There
into
he
the
is.
chat.
Johnny 5 is alive.
And also someone named I Love Ace Buchanan.
Oh, look at that.
No, that's my mom.
Is it?
No.
I was about to say, Ace, is that you?
Amazing.
Just on a different browser.
Yeah, I have 5 browsers open here.
I love it.
All right. Well, we have come to the end of the interview. Once again, folks, just look for Ace Buchanan. There's only one on social media, and go to acebuchanan.bandcamp.com. Buy Bonded by Hope, especially, and buy all the other stuff. Get all the Ace.
Yeah, get all the aces up your
Yep.
sleeve.
Exactly.
I gotta say, really thanks for having me, and the support I've been getting from the scene has been overwhelming. Like I get maybe a total of hundreds in messages and comments.
Wow, it's
And,
it's important. I think the communities like that they always rally for causes.
Yeah,
which
and
is great.
that kind of made me get back to the scene again. Like I guess I could end it with like this whole synthwave thing. Like maybe the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. It's Dennis and I would agree. I think a lot of artists would agree that it's a global scene. It's not the biggest scene in the world, but because the artists and the fans are so approachable, especially the artists, right? It's not like I can message Daft Punk and get a reply.
Right.
But I can message Ace Buchanan and I can get a reply. And if this is like an artist that I'm listening to on my playlist over and over again, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
thank
fun.
you for that. And it's once again, we need to thank you for coming on the show, especially this late at night,
Yeah.
taking the time.
And especially,
No problem.
considering that you're going through this as well, that it's very much appreciated. And I just don't know how we didn't have you on before. I think it was always the time zone thing, because it's super tough, and we don't like putting artists out, but we really do appreciate you staying up.
I want to pass on some things from the chat. Bending Grid says, "Thank you, Ace Buchanan. You rock. Stay strong. Keep up the fight. Pump out more tunes when you feel up to it." And Karin, of course, says, "We don't want you just for your music," which is true.
Oh, thanks.
You're a friend. You're a favorite artist amongst many in the scene, but you're also a good friend. So, thank you.
Thank you so much,
And,
and thanks
we
for
wish
having
you-
me.
We wish you nothing but the best in the recovery, and a fast one too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll just stay on the line for a sec.
Yeah.
We're
gonna
get
dive into
this
this
song
next
going.
tune. Yeah, let's dive into this next tune, and then we will. We got touring and events coming up as well. A couple more tunes, and then we will be going. Betty Buys.
Yes. All right. Well, okay. So this past Friday, Karin DJ'd and MC'd at the show in Yakima, Washington, with the Night Cry and a couple of other artists, and she told me about this guy who performed live, and I checked him out, and my mind was blown, and I'm kind of feeling ashamed that me, Neon Fox, didn't know about this
You
artist.
should feel shame, Jules.
I know.
Deep
So Ronnie
levels
Stone, this music, it's as 80s new wave as you can get, and he's got an album out right now called Ride Again, and one of my favorite tracks off this is Ronnie Stone with Backstreet Leather Toy featuring Sedona right here on my Ride FM.
Out chasing thrills, been taking pills, just trying to make some cash, trying to fool around. Been riding high, blowing through red lights, selling lemons for the man in the bright nightgown.
I'm running wild. You gotta make me cry. You're so nasty, you're so coy.
How come you got to be so cold? Bad boy, bad boy, high school drama boy. Just hum that beat beat bump. Bad boy, bad boy, I'm your backstreet leather toy. And girl, you know that's right. That's right.
And that was Ronnie Stone featuring Sedona with Backstreet Leather Toy. And oh my God, Jules, you're absolutely right. That guy.
The whole album is like this, man. The whole album is, like I said in the chat, and I was telling you behind this song, that particular track's got like George Michael, late 80s, early 90s vibes.
Yeah. And it's I feel like the trailer is like, like once there was a man who fell into a coma in the 80s. And he recently woke up in 2024 and decided that, I don't know, it's the terrible trailer. But make a song called Backstreet Leather Toy. And it's just pure, unadulterated 80s. I don't want to say cheese, but there's a little cheese in there. A little,
it is. It's the synths, the style of singing and everything.
Yeah, it's very, very styled. Like a true 80s song, like we've been trying to put together, with the synthwave thing. Been working hard to make shit sound old, and he nails it.
I gotta mention, he also reminds me in a way, Brother Tiger from New York doesn't do as 80s new wave. He's a little more like slightly on the vapor side.
Yeah.
Chill.
Right.
But it's still, they both, you can tell they both like, I guess, real synthesizers, like hard synths.
Yes.
They're DX7s and stuff.
They come from that same place, right? It's all in the DNA. And I was listening to Brother Tiger on the way to New York last week. And
he had a listening party this past Monday on Bandcamp.
Did he? No kidding. I missed it.
He's got another collection, Fundamentals album out. So, a collection of the music that he makes on his stream.
Yeah.
So,
I can say Brother Tiger is one of the very few artists that I could play for my wife and she doesn't turn it off in 3 seconds. That's when you know something is really good and just very not synthwave enough to make her want to turn it off, but just good enough to just keep her interest. And we drove all the way up to New York just listening to nothing but Brother Tiger, and it was awesome because I got to listen to my music in the car, which never happens.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah,
you have control of the radio, and you can make sure it's synthwave.
Always about me and my needs. But amazing. That is
speaking of amazing music, sir.
This guy.
Dude, you're right. This guy is amazing.
This guy's great.
It's awesome that we've got another track. So let's play it.
Yes, let's do it.
We got a new track from California artist OutRunner, and that's OutRunner with a space. Not OutRunner without the space. This guy creates the perfect blend of synthwave and AOR, which I'm on a kick for right now. So as usual, you can relish the synths and the guitars in this. This is OutRunner with Discovery right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Discovery by OutRunner.
Dennis, I think we were talking behind the song, and Dennis and I are going to try our best to get OutRunner on as a guest.
Yeah, that is my ultimate goal for this season. And so many good artists that I just discovered, and Jules that you discovered.
I know.
And I'm just
I don't know. Last season we were scrambling trying to find like who do we want to bring on the show.
Yeah, now
and now we've got like 60 artists listed.
Our cup runneth over for sure.
There's not enough weeks in the year.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a pain in the ass, frankly, to schedule all these shows, but we love it because we get to talk to awesome people. So,
Dragonweed, the guitarist, is also the synthist.
He is.
OutRunner is one of those artists that likes his electric guitar and his synthesizers.
That's his wheelhouse, for sure. In fact, he does the Instagram videos. He does almost like mock soundtracks to like movies and stuff like that. Like he'll have the movie going and he'll be doing that stuff, like rocking out with the guitar and playing the keys and just creating this soundtrack on the fly to all these cool 80 movies and whatnot. So anyway, he's awesome, and that's good stuff. So
time for some events.
Time for some events, because I'm all out of words. I've used up all my words for the night. So touring and events. Let's.
By the way, just a random shout out in the middle of our show, I guess, or near the middle of the show, to our listeners on Retro Hit Radio down in New Zealand / Australia, because we are, quote, syndicated, and we thank Retro Hit Radio for carrying our show to their listeners.
Yeah, for sure.
So touring and event news. I'll kick this one off because tomorrow night at the substation in Seattle, I was there last year to see Ollie Ride play and Time Cop and the Bad Dreamers. So yeah, tomorrow night in Seattle, April 18th, Cara and Zoe Lee's doing a DJ set, and these bands are going to be performing Holy Water, VHS Celebs, who's on a little bit of a mini tour, and User.
Very good. Where's my spot? Okay. April 18th, we have a rippin' production with Watch Out for Snakes, Vampire Stepdad, Space Knife, and Girl Saint. I'm not paying attention, Jules. What am I doing?
That goes down in Atlanta, USA.
Yes, that place. Great
And of
place.
course, April 24th to the 28th, that's coming up real fast. Neotropolis goes down. That goes down that's in the Mojave Desert.
The old Mojave Desert. That's right.
The old Mojave. Yep. It's gonna feature Starcadian.
God.
Of which I ordered one of his action figures, by the way.
Of course you did.
Myself.
Of course you did.
Street Cleaner, Megatronics, Knight Rider 87, who, by the way, Let 'em Riot sent me a remix of She's on Video done by Knight Rider 87 today. So,
well, how about that?
Yeah, we should play that next week.
That would be pretty wicked.
Also, they're going to have Power Rob, Starfarer, and once again, VHS Celebs.
Very good, very good. And we have April 24th, we have Dark Wave Night with 2D Cat, Alice, and the Neuro Farm. That is in Washington, D.C.
And April 24th to June 13th, Kibu is on tour in Europe for the Synthesizer Legends Tour. So if you like your old-style Tangerine Dream, Jean-Michel Jarre, Vangelis type synthesizer music, Kibu is your man.
Oh, yeah. April 25th through the 27th, we have the mini tour with Pensacola Mist. We love those guys and gal. That is in the UK of the UK area. So check that out.
the UK of the UK area.
Pensacola
Mist is like the UK version of Von Kaiser.
Yeah. Absolutely.
April 27th at the Howler in Melbourne. Daniel Deluxe is going to be playing along with Night Terrors and 0 to 9.
I'm going to try to jump on this one here. When they come to town, May 2nd through the 12th, we have the Tour.exe North America Tour for Master Boot Record, USA and Canada.
Yes, spread the code.
Yeah, we're going to spread the love, spread the code, and all that stuff.
Yeah, May 4th, In Los Angeles, Wolf Cub is going to be performing. I guess this is their first time performing in North America.
Yeah, that's dope.
And they're going to be supported by Missing Words.
Very good. May 24th, we have Night Call with Wave Shaper, Alex, and more to be announced. That is in Bratislava. Did I say it right?
Bratislava.
Bratislava.
Slovakia.
That place.
Right. There's let's see, May 31st, Outland is putting on a show featuring Dream Kid, The Last Concord, and more to be announced. That goes down in London.
June 8th, Hotline Bristol Part 2 with Nina and Radio Wolf, Dana Jean Phoenix, Taurus, 1984, Robert Parker, Aereo Nexus, Pensacola Mist, and Wolf Club. That is in Bristol.
Yeah, Bristol, UK. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll do the last one.
Right.
The rest we can wait.
Yeah,
but this just got announced October 18th to November 19th. We were talking about Tour.exe.
Yes.
Master Boot Records. Spreading the code. Well, after Europe, they're going to take a little break during the summer, and then they're going to tour Europe.
Look at that.
So, yeah, if you want your Master Boot record over in Europe, go to Tour.exe.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Very good.
Yeah.
We
If
did
you
it.
want more info, if you want links to the tickets, just Google Synthwave Events in your search, and you will get a link to the Night Ride Synthwave Events blog.
All right. So very good. We thank you very much for your participation in checking out our Synthwave events, and we're going to give you more music now and
Yes.
stuff.
Ooh. This was a submission, wasn't
This was a submission. This came in to submit.nightride.fm. You can go to submit your music. We got this one from Sequenza, who has also been on the show. This is just a straight up banger. I am digging this track. Totally amazing.
It's dancey. It's so dancey.
The track name is HBMH. It almost sounds like is that a working title? It sounds like a working title.
No, it's the final track. It's on Bandcamp. I'm trying to figure out what it stands for because he didn't say in the Bandcamp notes. So if anybody knows what HBMH stands for,
I'm gonna look it up on Urban Dictionary and see what it says.
you do that. So let's pop this off.
yourself an
Spanish
old
artist Sequenza is back with a new
HBMH.
single, and it features some slight chipwave sounds. This beat will hook you. It's smooth, dancey track. So this is Sequenza with HBMH here on Night Ride FM.
my mind. It's in my heart. It's in my head. It's in my brain. It's in my mind. It's in my heart. It's in my head. It's in my brain. It's in my mind. It's in my heart. It's in my head. It's in my brain. It's in my mind. It's in my heart.
And that was things to make you go by Sequenza right there.
HB. Did we actually HBMH? Did we?
I didn't go on Urban Dictionary. I did not look at that. But you can figure it out.
Heinlein, Beeler, Mingace, and Heinemann lawyers.
Ooh, Hyman.
That it must be that.
Yes, that absolutely.
Yep.
New lawyer. Did we just do subliminal advertising? I think we just did.
There you go.
We just
so
did.
You know what? Let's jump into the next track because Craig Packman's about to hop in the shower to start his workday.
Oh yes,
and we got to play this track. Korean artist was challenged by our buddy Craig Packman to create an outrun track because Pashang does slightly harder tunes.
Right.
So Pashang, being as talented as he is, he delivered this track featuring the guitars of Shred Kruger and named it Pac-Man's Revenge. So here it is, right here on Night Ride FM.
There it is, Pac-Man's Escape right there. That is Pashang featuring Shred Kruger. Love it.
Yeah, dude, the guitars on that. Everybody's in the chat talking about what they're picturing here. And honestly, I'm picturing Craig driving one of those crazy Aussie truck trains, through the outback.
Yes.
Like there are like 50 trailers attached to it.
I love
with all these cop cars around it trying to stop him.
Yeah.
And he's gone mad and he's like got his pedal to the metal going through the outback.
Right. And then he's got to open up the back of the truck, and it's got to have like those big barrels in it, and all the barrels like start flying out at the cop cars.
It's like twisted metal,
hitting the hood of the car and all that. And I think that is that's a perfect image for that track. So very good.
That's a good way to send Craig off to the shower and then to work.
Head to the showers, head off to work. Thanks for listening. Mr. Pac-Man. And thanks for listening to the show, The State of Synth. We thank you so much for listening week after week. You guys are amazing. We're at the end of the show. Jules?
Yeah.
It happened so quick.
You know what? Thank you to our listeners, the people in the chats right now. Yeah. Also to anybody who's listening after the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, it blows our minds that somebody would actually go to the podcast and hit play when it's not live. And
yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Hitting play. Sometimes hitting play is the simplest thing to do, but... you guys are amazing for doing it. So we appreciate that. We got a quick Patreon shout out to George McBain. He is a fresh Patreon of Night Ride FM. Thank you so much for joining the little family that we have. And once again, to remind you, Jules, what are we on? Retro.
We are go to retrohitradio.co.nz. If you're down in the, I guess, New Zealand time, 10 p.m.,
yeah.
You can hear this show yet again. Of course, you can also hear it on various streaming services, on our archives. But a big shout out to the Retro Hit Radio listeners. A station much like Night Ride, but they throw in 80s with their synthwave.
Yeah, because why not?
That's cool. Why not?
That's what you got to do. And then you can also come to thestateofsynth.com. As we mentioned before, you can click the top right-hand corner. But we don't want you to do that this week or in the next 2 weeks. We want you to go to Ace Buchanan, his Bandcamp, buy that track, because that is what is more important. Mm-hmm. We'll cough up the money for Zencaster. Yes.
Snap up that track. It goes to a good cause.
Get that cancer money to the place where it needs to go, and all the research and all the good things that it does. So.
When you're done with that, you can also visit patreon.com/NightRideFM, because it costs money to keep these servers alive.
Yes.
Speaking of servers, Shadowrunner messaged me, said, hey, is it me? I can't find the submissions link on the Night Ride FM website. And I was like, well, just go to submit.nightride.fm. If you're an artist and you want to drop a track to us, it can be played on our show. It can be played on Karen's show. It could get added to the radio rotation permanently.
Yeah.
Submit.nightride.fm. One thing we got to let Z know is the actual link on the website that says submissions goes to a 404.
Oop.
So it's supposed to go to submit.nightride.fm.
Yeah.
We'll get that fixed.
We will work that out and get it worked out for you. Thank you so much for listening. You guys are amazing. We have our last track next week. We don't even know who we're having on yet. We're still working out the details. It's a surprise show. But yeah, Jules, what else? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I wanted a big thanks again to our guest, Ace Buchanan. It was like midnight to 1:30 for him in the morning.
Yeah, he was great.
So bless his soul, and wishing him all the best.
Yep.
For you guys, we're going to play you out with the most recent track from UK artist Shirobon. Karen is a big fan of Shirobon, and I totally forgot to keep up with his music. I was like 3 tracks behind.
Yeah.
So it's funny, because this is the 3rd single from an upcoming album. So this is Breakaway by Shirobon. From all of us here at Night Ride FM, have a great night.
And we will see you next week. Thanks for listening, guys, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm just out on my own, searching for the real reason to feel human. Outside my comfort zone, that is where I find a way out and break away from you.
out of time, searching for the reason, answers that are hidden. I need to break free from my deepest complication. I need to know I'm not alone.